Hi everyone, welcome to PFA Color Suite. So today we are looking at how AI color grading completely kills flat grades forever. So let's take a look at 15.2. So we add a few more features. First is the correction print, and next we also added the new film glaze effect, which is basically later you're going to see the result. But today we are looking at a very flat footage and basically show you how to do your AI training with your CinePalette AI, create a grade. So let's look at the correction log. Just grade with AI. One button, of course, you can De-Logify and exposure adjustment, just 2 sliders. That instantly replaces all the traditional workflow of the color space transform. Then you can go to correction exposure, click on one click to create the grade, one click to correct the white balance. Now we get the perfect foundation for any color grade later. And then we have so many toolkits that built in. Now we have the new correction print in 15.2, which is also created a film negative as well as film print. You can choose whatever film style that you want and look you want. Then after that, you can go down to print and select the print intensity. You can choose all the different visions, different Fuji 3.21 or inclusive of Eterna to get the film conversion. So now we are actually from this step onwards, we are all working on a film. So from log, we transfer and coded it back to film stock. So that is how powerful this entire engine is. I can lower the negative intensity as well to create the balance, and you can do that entirely on your own. And you can use the subtractive density to add the vibrance factor image a little. Okay, once you've done this step, we say the correction stage is done. We move on to primary color grading. First, we start with spectral contrast. Just this tool itself, we can increase the red contrast. And look at that, how instantly it brings the vibrance back into the image, just that one single slider. So a lot of people are dealing with music video like this, and this is a perfect tool for you to nail your color grading. Then we can go to green contrast as well to adjust a little. So we get a perfectly balanced and nicely saturated image. So basically, spectral contrast is bringing the sensor level of 10-bit color information, 1 billion color into set. So all the tools including the correction print are all 32-bit float math. We are not using LUTs at all, because we are quite strongly against that. LUTs has a maximum of 270,000 color entries, but for 10-bit, it's 1 billion color entries, and for the 32-bit, that is 6 billion color entries. Once you put in a LUT, you are conforming and wasting all the money and budget you spend on your expensive camera and lens, so it doesn't make sense. So everything is 32-bit float, and your playback is light speed even at 4K raw. Okay, so next we can look at secondary color grading. Swapping colors, for example, red, I want to swap to another color. I can use the color swap red to cyan maybe, or to bright red. I have the total choice on that. And for color density is adding saturation, same time lowering the luminance, which is subtractive color science. Look at how even I push the color density to the max, it deteriorate my image at all. Look at how there is absolutely zero noise in the frame despite pushing the density and the color to the max. Look at how gorgeous this shot looks now. And we can change, of course, I want the denseness in the cyan color. I can go to cyan density, I can click on it, and that will increase the denseness in the cyan. We can increase the cyan mask. Actually, it's not recognized as cyan. So what color is this? Is it recognized? Oh, actually it's being recognized as green. So actually we can use the green density to control it. Or we can increase the cyan range, make sure it includes the dress, and we do another layer of cyan density. So that's 2 ways you can go about it. That's how powerful you can rotate it. And look at how just one slider itself would bring so much vibrance to the tool. At the same time, you don't see brightening of pixels, you see perfect saturation on the image. And that's the dream we are thinking of, right? Next, we can go to color scheme. We want to make sure our skin is always perfect. So we can turn on the skin tone map and realize every single thing. We can reduce the range of selection such that it only map the skin. Some of the other selection is okay as long as the skin is perfectly selected. We can use skin hue to make sure everything on our skin is orange, mostly 90%. Then the rest, I know now my skin is perfectly along the skin tone map on the vectorscope. Next is how bright I want it to be, how fair I want the skin to be, or how dark and saturated I want the skin to be. I think this is a fair point. And look at just one single adjustment. Actually, it's pretty accurate before we even make the adjustment. So I can make it even fairer. So this really depending on your taste and the model's taste, right? Next, we can go down to film glaze. This is a new feature we're bringing. So when you enable film glaze and you increase the wetness volume, as well as the creamy depth, you instantly see the filmic treatment that gives the wetness and the fresco kind of texture to your film. So we can instantly also use oily sheen. This will affect only the highlight area, so let's reduce it. So it will only affect the highlight areas. Look at the highlights, how you bring the iridescent kind of tone mapping to the highlight areas. And that's how gorgeous it is. Look at the one single step. We bring the depth and the wetness into the frame that make this entire image pops even more. So with this foundation, now you can build your palette. You can use film mixer. Here you can use teal and orange palette. You will massage everything into that palette, or teal and pink palette, which is working here perfectly. Or you can remix the red into the cyan by using the separate sliders below them. You want to introduce more cyan, you just remix more red, so reduce more red will do the work. And last but not least, we have tone separation. Once you build the palette, you can use the red and cyan to elaborate your palette more or less, and you can use the film printer lights to inject colors that previously not in the frame. For example, I want the vintage white right to the frame, so I can easily bring and increase the yellow, and it will do a three-dimensional sort of injection of color only at the protection mask, the white areas. So that means the shadow protection and skin being protected in the process. So it's like isolated injection of color like a 3D map. Okay, so that's how beautiful we have done our grade from this is before and after. Now we want to prove how good it is, so we can just use the preset manager. You can save it as a preset 2607006-2, save it, and we can go to the next shot. Same thing, apply 2607006-2 and load the preset, and look at how well the grade stays across the shots. And we can do the same, go to current preset, go to the 2607006-2, load. Every single grade you have done is consistent across image, right? Now let's make something even more exciting. Let's bring in one more footage. We're just bringing another footage that is shot on a totally different set, different color rendition. So I just bring in another shot which is totally different set design, everything's different. Let's look at how the grade works across shot, right? So 2607006-2, load. Selected. Look at how awesome the iridescent and all these effects is on our image, and look at how consistent our grade and procedure is applied to a totally different image, but it works flawlessly. And you can, of course, once you've done the grade, for example, I have done a grade, I can use CinePalette AI, I can train it, you do it with AI training, go to the next shot and generate look. One click, it will based on what is previously learned from the previous iteration, and generate different kind of look and style. And for this shot, for example, you want to regrade, it's very simple. Grade with AI, log, increase the De-Logify, lower the log exposure, go to correction exposure, grade with AI, correction white balance as well. And last step, very simple, you just need to go to film look, development, generate look, and you will filter through all the different options for you. And this is pretty much what I'm happy about. Now I can go to straight film glaze. I just want the glaze in, I increase the wetness, volume, increase the creamy depth, and that instantly bring that nice texture and the color into the image right away. And I can go to film spectral contrast, add more colors in the frame, reduce the blue contrast, and we are pretty much nailed on the grade. And look at how wonderful this whole thing is and how simple it is. So that's the dream that finally come true. From before, after. Look at the before, after. Look at the drastic difference here. So I think by watching this video, you understand how powerful is having a tool with 32-bit float math that doesn't rely on any form of LUTs, that gives you the highest amount, 6 billion colors to play with. Once you're throwing a LUT, you are conforming your color entries to 270 entries, and that basically narrows the entire workflow. So we are strongly against that. So every single tool, including the correction print we're adding in, and the correction and the film glaze we're adding in, is really pulled to another level that is so easy for you to use. And one pipeline, look at this, it's just one pipeline, one node enough to do a workflow that usually take 20 nodes to complete. And we haven't even talked about the film texture yet. So that's the future we are building. The license for monthly is only $19.90. And if you want to expand your own it, really want to own it, we still provide lifetime license, and you can use Thank You 2026 to enjoy 40% off. That's crazy. It's ending very soon. So that's all for this episode. I hope you understand the entire picture. Download the free trial, try out all the features for free. My name is Nash, Passion, Peace, Ambition. I shall see you in the